Konnichiwa, watashi tachi no grupo wa Shokei shimasu. Member wa Arturo Hinojosa, to Alejandra Castro des, Tonjitsu wa Nihon Keisai ni tsuite, no yuyona yoko ya, watashi tachi go chosa shita kakuji no idosha, gaisha no deta wo happy shimasu. Hello everyone, I would like to introduce our team Toyota. The members are Arturo Hinojosa and Alejandra Castro des. And today we'll be presenting important information of the Japanese economy and data in Toyota.
ここに国への小さな紹介があります。I'm gonna give you a small introduction of the country. So, 日本はアジアの北東大上沿岸に位置する島国で、本州、北海道、四国、九州の4つの主要な島からなります。この島の周りには4つの主要な島に加わって1000以上の小さい島があります。日本の国土の 73% は山が占めるため、住民が住むことができる都市は 18% がありません。その中でも東京都市圏は世界最大の都市圏で3600万人の人々が暮らします。地方は震災や津波などの大規模な地震活動がよく起こることで知られています。歴史的に日本は1853年まで世界の中でも最も孤独な世界の一つでした。それ以来、日本は民主的な国になると同時に国際社会に向けた心を控え、今や世界最大の産業繊維の産出国の一つになっています。また、アメリカ合衆国に次ぎ世界で番目の経済大国になりました。世界経済における日本の影響はとても大きく、その主導的な立場は重要なものとなっています。Japan is an island country located along the Pacific coast of Northeast Asia, consisting of 4 main islands, Honshu, Hokkaido, Shikoku, and Kyushu, surrounded by over 4,000 smaller islands. 73% of Japan's territory is mountainous, limiting the habitable areas to just 80% of the total land. Most of Japan's major cities are located on narrow coastal plains, resulting in densely populated urban areas. Tokyo's metropolitan area is the largest urban center in the world, home to 36 million people, despite the region's vulnerability to frequent earthquakes and tsunamis. Historically, Japan was one of the most isolated societies in the world until 1853. Since then, it has transformed into a democratic and open-minded nation, becoming one of the world's three largest exporters of manufactured goods. Additionally, Japan has solidified its position as the world's second largest economy, only behind the United States, with significant influence and leadership in the global economic sphere.
Nihon Keisa ni Kansuru Yuyona Yoko. I'm gonna talk to you about Japan economy. Nihon wa Meimoku GDP de America to Chugoku Nitsugu Seikai Daisan. Ino Keisa Itaikoku des Nisen nen no Nihon GDP wa Yaku Yonkyu Chodoru des. Japan is the third largest economy in the world in nominal GDP, following the US and China. In 2023, Japan's GDP is approximately $4.9 trillion.
Tip to Seicho Ritsu. Now I'm gonna talk about GDP and growth rate. 2024年代に四半期の日本の国内総生 GDP は前期比 0.7% 増加しました。この率は2024年代一四半期の マイナス0.6%より13ポイント高いものです。千年度期の GDP 変動率はマイナス0.9%で、2024年第一四半期のマイナス1%より1ポイント高い傾向となりました。2023年第3四半期の GDP 額は9459億ユーロで、日本は53国の中で GDP ランキング第3に位置しました。対象となる国を並べかると、日本は26位にランクされており、この指標に基づくと53国と比べて日本の国民は低いとみなレベルにあるとされています。Japan's gross domestic products, or GDP, in the second quarter of 2024 grew by 0.7% compared to the previous quarter. This rate is 1.3 percentage points higher than that of the first quarter of 2024, which was minus 0.6%. The year-on-year variation of GDP was minus 0.9%, 0.1 percentage points higher than the first quarter of 2024, which was minus 1%. The GDP figure in the third quarter of 2023 was 945.943 billion euros, placing Japan as the third largest economy in the quarterly GDP ranking among the 53 countries considered. When ordering the countries considered, Japan ranks the 26th, meaning that based on this parameter, its citizens have a low level of wealth relative to the 53 countries.
金利とインフレ率、Japan's monetary policy and interest rates。日本銀行は直後的な金融政策を維持しており、金利は0%近く、あるいはマイナスになっています。The Bank of Japan maintains a highly accommodative monetary policy with interest rates close to zero or even negative.
貿易収支。Now I'm gonna talk about trade balance. 2024年8月日本の輸出は1000年比で 6.2%、増加し8兆3800億円に達しました。一方、順序は 1.3%、増加し8兆7600万億円となりました。2024年の日本の貿易収支は月に上手黒字を記録した月もあれば、赤字を記録した月もありました。2024年年月の日本の主な輸出先はアメリカ、中国、中華民国、韓国、香港でした。2024年月の主な順序元は中国、アメリカ。In August 2024, Japan's export increased by 6.2% year on year, reaching the 8.38 trillion yen, or 51.648 billion euros, while importing grew by 1.3%, reaching 8.76 trillion yen, or 53.975 billion euros. 124 billion yen, with exports of 9.21 trillion and imports of 8.99 trillion yen. July, Japan recorded a record surplus with exports increasing by 9.7% and imports by 60.8%. As for the destinations of Japanese exports in June 2024, the main ones were the United States, China, Taipei, South Korea, and Hong Kong. The main origins of Japanese imports in June 2024 were China, the United States, Australia, the United Arab Emirates, and South Korea.
Rodo Chiyo. Unemployment. Nihon no Chitsugi Oritu wa Senshinkoku no naka de moto ho hikui reberu de nise ni yuyonen ni wo yaku ni roku pasento ni narimas. Japan's unemployment rate is one of the lowest among developed countries, expected to be around 2.6% in 2024.
Tokyo Shoken Torihikyo. And now I'm going to talk about Tokyo Stock Exchange. Tokyo Shoken Torihikyo wa 1878年に設立され、日本で最も重要な証券取引業です。第二次世界大戦後、東京証券取引業は様々な問題に直面し、1949年には戦争への関与により取引が停止され、その年に改名されました。このグループは2013年大阪証券取引業と東京証券取引業の合併により結成されました。現在、東京証券取引業はロンドン証券取引業を含む世界の他の証券取引業と提携してます。現在、東京証券取引業には3570所以上が上場しており、2018年3月時点の株式。The Tokyo Stock Exchange was founded in 1878 and is the most important stock exchange in Japan. The Tokyo Stock Exchange faced various challenges after the Second World War, and trading was even suspended in 1949 due to the country's involvement in the war. That same year, it was renamed, and today it's commonly known by its owner name, Japan Exchange Group. The group was formed by the merger between the Osaka Stock Exchange and the TSE in 2030. Today, the Tokyo Stock Exchange has partnered with other exchanges around the world, including the London Stock Exchange. Currently, more than 3,575 companies are listed on the Tokyo Stock Exchange, and the market capitalization of the TSE reached 6.22 trillion in March 2018. The Tokyo Stock Exchange Benchmark Index includes the most important companies listed on the TSE, such as Honda Motor, Toyota Motor Corporation, and Sony Corp.
Tokyo Shoken Torihiko, the Stock Exchange in Japan, is the most important exchange. Tokyo Shoken Torihiko wa Nihon de Isaku, Yuyona Torihiko desu. Seikai no Kenkei Kaku to tomo ni Tokyo Shoken Torihiko wa takusan no kigo ga yoyo shite ori, 2023年には時価総額が約622兆ドルに達しました。The Tokyo Stock Exchange is Japan's most important exchange, with over 3,500 listed companies. As in 2023, its market capitalization reached approximately $6.22 trillion.
日本の賃料格付けは次の通りです。Now it's about Japan's credit rating. S&P プラス、Moody's E1、Fitch E、高い DBRS 高い。これらの格付けは日本が再生上の義務を果たす能力を示していますが、高い公的債務や高齢化などの再生。S&P are A+, Moody's RA1, Fitch RA, DBRS RA high. These ratings show us Japan's financial ability to meet its obligations through challenges like high public debt and aging population remain.
Nihon ni okiru oshoku ni shu. The corruption index in Japan. Nihon ni okiru oshu nishu Nihon wa hoka no Asia shokoku ya seikai no kuniguni to hikaku shite oshoku no reberu ga hitakuketeki hikui kuni de aru to nishiki sarete imasu. The corruption index in Japan. Japan is recognized as a country with a relatively low level of corruption compared to other Asian and global nations. According to Transparency International Corruption Perception Index, Japan ranked around 20th in 2023 with a score of approximately 73 out of 100.
Nihon no tsukayen to shuyo tsuka no kawase resto. This is gonna be about the exchange rates of the Japan's currency, the yen, with major currencies. So Doru America Jin USD, Jensai no Kawase Reto, Ichidoru ni Tsutsi, Jaku 110 円から115円にユーロ、現在の為替レート1ユーロについて約125円から135円。3. ポンドイギリス GBP 現在の為替レート1ポンドのついて約150円から160円。4. オーストラリアドル AUD 現在の為替レート1オーストラリアドルについて約80円から90円。5. カナダドル現在の為替レート1カナダドルについて約85円から95円。6. 中国元現在の為替レート1元について約15円から17円。7. メキシコペソ現在の推計率及び per MXN 0.12円から0.14円 per MXN そしては及び1円は及び0.07ドルからせ日本とメキシコの双方の関係特に自動車と技術産業のおいて exchange rates of the Japan's currency yen with major currencies on first the United States dollar the current exchange rate approximately like 110 yen to 150 yen per USD. Euro current exchange rates around 125 yen to 135 per euro. British pound, the correct exchange rate approximately to 150 to 160 per GBP. The Australian dollar, the current exchange rate approximately 80 to 90 per Australian dollar. Canadian dollar, current exchange rate around 85 to 95 Canadian dollar. Chinese yuan, approximately like 50 to 70 per Chinese yuan. Mexican peso, current exchange rate approximately to 0.12 to 0.14 per Mexican peso.
Mekishko to Nihon. Mekishko e nu shoyona Toshikoku no hitotsu de Tokuni Jidosha Sangyu ya Katekyu ya de Ichirushi to Gara Saratemasu. Shinmitsu na Boeki Kanke wo Mote Ori Nihon wa Mekishko kara Omoni Jidosha ya Tekira wo Junju shitemasu. Japan is one of the major investors in Mexico, particularly in the automotive and high-tech sectors. They have a close trade relationship with Japan mainly importing cars and tequila from Mexico.
Nihon to Mekishiko no shogyo kankei. Now I'm gonna talk about commercial relationship between Japan and Mexico. 日本はメキシコへの主要な都市国の一つであり、特に自動車産業や技術分野において重要です。両国は商品やサービスの交換を促進する貿易協定の恩恵を受けています。Say that Japan is one of the main investors in Mexico, particularly in sectors such as automotive and technology. Both countries have benefited from trade agreements that have facilitated the exchange of goods and services. 投資と貿易 or investment and trade. 日本はメキシコの自動車産業に強い存在感を示しており、日産、トヨタ、ホンダなどの重要な企業があります。This says that Japan has established a strong presence in automotive industry in Mexico with major companies like Nissan, Toyota, and Honda. These companies have contributed to job creation and boost the local economy. Boeki Kyote. This about trade agreements. Mexico, America, Canada, Can, no Kyote, T, Mek. じゃあ、他の5により、日本企業は北米市場へのアクセスが上位になりされました。This says that the agreement between Mexico, the United States, and Canada, USMCA, and other agreements have allowed Japanese companies to access the North American market more easily, strengthening the commercial relationship. Bunka Gijutsu Koryu. This is about cultural and technological exchange. 関係は貿易に協力イニシアティブによって促進されます。The relationship is not limited to trade, as there is also significant cultural and technological exchange promoted by cooperative initiatives between both countries. This says that the trade balance between Japan and Mexico reflects a significant economic relationship. Mexico and Japan have maintained an economic partnership agreement, EPA, since 2005, which has strengthened Mexico to Nihon no Boeki Shushi. The trade balance between Mexico and Japan, Yona Kensai Kake, o Han e shitemasu. メキシコと日本は2005年から決済連携協定を維持している。The trade balance between Japan and Mexico reflects a significant economic relationship. Mexico and Japan have maintained an economic partnership agreement, EPA, since 2005, which has strengthened bilateral trade. メキシコから日本への輸出。メキシコは主に豚肉、アボカド、海産物などの農産物に加え、Exports from Mexico to Japan. Mexico primarily exports agricultural products to Japan, such as pork, avocado, and seafood, in addition to minerals, electronic goods, and automobiles. 日本からメキシコへの輸出。日本はメキシコに自動車部品産業 Exports from Japan to Mexico. Japan exports automobiles, auto parts, industrial machinery, electronic products, and medical equipment to Mexico, as previously mentioned. 近年、メキシコは日本に輸出する量が輸出する量を上回っている、あります。In recent years, Mexico's trade balance has tended to be in deficit as it imports more from Japan to its exports. However, bilateral trade has continued to grow in volume, benefiting from agreements that reduce tariffs and facilitate investment between the two countries. 内ratsuによると、現在の日本経済が直面している最大の問題は消費の低迷です。According to analysts, the biggest problem facing Japan's economy at the moment is the decline in consumption. This is mainly due to the fact that the wage of ordinary workers have remained almost at the same level for the past 3 decades. This is abnormal for an advanced economy, while large companies have raised their employees' wage in response to government pressures. Most Japanese SMEs are reluctant to do so.
最初のプロフィール、Company's Profile of Toyota。トヨタは自動車のトップブランドです。この会社は車両の製造に特化しており、その車両は国際自動車市場で結出しています。トヨタは日本最大に自動車製造会社の一つであり、トヨタの歴史は新しいものではなく、1920年代にまで遡ることを知れば驚かるでしょう。The company's profile of Toyota, it is a top brand in the automotive industry. This company specializes in vehicle manufacturing and its vehicles stand out in international automobile market. Toyota is one of the largest automobile manufacturing companies in Japan, and you may be surprised to learn that Toyota history dates back to the 20s.
自動車 This is gonna be about industry. 自動車産業は21世紀において最も目指したい仕様の一つであり、世界の初級分野で大きな利益性を生み出しています。現在は電気自動車の台頭のによって産業はもなく不人に満ちることになります。This says that the automotive industry is one of the most outstanding markets in the 21st century, generating great profitability in the commercial sector worldwide. Currently, with the rise of electric vehicles, the industry will soon be filled with wonders. According to specialists, the global automotive industry is valued at up to $4 trillion, with an estimated 1.4 billion vehicles operating on the street, roads, and highways around the world. トヨタはいつも自動車産業の分野で課題を保つようにしています。時間をかけて巧みにしてきた産業を進め、故障だ電サと製作、また素晴らしい革新的な技術を持って、トヨタは信頼できる署名を保つにいてます。This says that Toyota has always maintained a strong presence in the automotive industry, a task that they have dedicated themselves to with a great practicality and have perfect overtime with cars that have stood the rest of the time, high-end design and manufacturing, and spectacular innovations. The Japanese company has earned a solid reputation, ensuring trust in its sales. 日本の企業は自動車産業におけるイノベーションの指導者であり、アメリカの年間東京市版上に自動車製作者の中で第一位を確認しています。This says that the Japanese company maintains its leadership in innovation in the automotive industry and holds the top spot among cars manufacturers in the annual U.S. patent ranking, securing its position at the forefront of U.S. automotive innovation from the 10th consecutive year. Toyota has received more patents from the U.S. Patent and Trademark Office than any other car manufacturer, according to an annual report by the Intellectual Property Owners Association.
トヨタの元も重要な製品は自動車とエンジンです。The Toyota's most important products. その中で最も目立つのは、ヤリスのようなセダンモデル、ラフォーのような SUV、タコマのようなトラック、そして電気自動車です。トヨタは高級サブブランド、レクサスも持っていることに加え、最近ではスイスエンジンを選択しているスープラ MK4 じゃイルクスなどのトヨタの固定的な文化も考慮する必要はありません。The most important products of Toyota are automobiles and engines. The most notable among them are sale models like the Yaris, SUVs like the RAV4, trucks like the Tacoma, and electric vehicles. In addition to having a luxury sub-brand, Lexus, Toyota has recently been choosing hydrogen engines. Classic Toyota models such as the Supra MK4 and the Hilux are also worth considering in Toyota's culture.
トヨタは日本で一の自動車製作の企業であり、世界においても補填を待つことができる。そして業界でたくさんの競争の求めます。競争者としてボルクスワーゲン、フォード、ヒュンダイ、General Motors、日産があります。Toyota, the leading brand in building cars in Japan and with secure position worldwide, face fierce competition in automotive market, competing with leading brands that, like Toyota, are chosen and preferred by numerous consumers. Among its main rivals are Volkswagen, Ford, Hyundai, General Motors, and Nissan. 記録利益性 record revenue despite internal challenges. 日本の条件の中でこんな売り込みがトヨタの成功の1の上位になりました。トヨタの歴史のジャット45番北アメリカは別の仕様であり、トヨタの仕様の一番大きな補填を持っています。Strong sales in Japan were one of the main reasons for Toyota's success. Almost half of Toyota's revenue in fiscal year 2024 came from Japan, totaling 45.1 trillion yen. North America was another key market for Toyota, being its largest market by units sold, selling more cars and trucks there than anywhere else in the world. The popularity of the Toyota and Lexus brand helped drive these sales. In fact, in 2023, Toyota was the second most popular car brand purchased in United States. Volkswagen は1937年に創立され、ドイツの自動車ブランドで、トヨタの巨匠さんとしてに確認されたブランドです。2019年に Volkswagen は2520億ドルの収入を登録、その50%は中国から来ています。Volkswagen はバトル自動車がガス落としになるものを製作しています。The German car brand, founded in 1937, is Toyota's biggest competitor, ranking second in the world leading car brand market. In 2019, Volkswagen recorded total revenues of 252 billion, 40% of which came from China. Volkswagen has always maintained commercial prestige in cars for many years. What has kept the German house of the Beetle as one of the best brands in the world is that they make cars that speak from themselves. Toyota's strategy in response to all these factors is that it has always been oriented toward the more accessible market. Ford Motors はおよそ一番人気のアメリカの自動車企業です。ヘンリー・フォードに女性年にそれつされ企業で自動車を隠し的に製作する方法を生み出して、自動車産業に覚醒を隠すことになりました。フォードはアメリカで第2の売られている自動車で Fortune の20万台の自動車を製作しています。This says that Ford Motors is probably the most well-known American car company founded in 93 by Henry Ford, the man who was born to revolutionize the production, distribution, and marketing of cars. In the 90s, Henry Ford devised innovative factors lines that definitely revolutionized vehicles construction. The Ford car brand is the most appreciated within the United States, ranking 12 on the Fortune 500 list and producing 5.5 million cars annually. Hyundai は1967年に創立された各国に今日で2000年に Hyundai は Kia Motors を買収して Hyundai Motors Group が建設された。2019年に Hyundai は億ドルの収入を登録し、2017年には自動車世界ボリュームにおいて第3位になりました。Founded in 1967, the South Korean multinational corporation has expanded into various industries and currently has many subsidiaries. Hyundai Motor Group was created in the 12s when Hyundai acquired the massive Kia Motors vehicle company. Since 2019, Hyundai has achieved total sales revenue of 2024 billion, ranking third in the largest car manufacturers by production volume in 2017. General Motors, アメリカの企業トヨタの最大の競争者の 一人です。2017年に650万台の自動車を製作し、トヨタより400万台を登録しています。General Motors は Fortune 500の13位以内整理をトヨタと共に能力を伸ばすことになりました。An American multinational company and one of them Toyota's biggest competitors. The company is the largest car manufacturer in America and ranks for worldwide currently. General Motors is ranked 30 of the Fortune 500 list, all due to the high revenue levels.日産、日本の自動車製作企業に日産は1933年に創立された会社モトカーワークスという企業です。日産は2017年には世界の主要製作企業の6位になり、570万台の自動車を製作しています。The Japanese car manufacturers founded in 1933 and called Kaishishan Motors Car Works ranked sixth of the list major manufacturers in production since 2017, exceeding 5.7 million cars annually. This Japanese company is one of the most legendary and well known by many people. There is nothing bad to say about Nissan, as it has always maintained high prestige for its high quality production.
This is the financial information. I'm gonna explain this in English only. Here we have Toyota's profit and loss statement. This shows the revenue and expenses of the fiscal year of 2024. As you can see, Toyota's revenue is approximately 45 trillion yen with a net profit margin of about 10%. This is the balance sheet. In this slide, we have Toyota's balance sheet. Toyota has total assets of around 60 trillion yen and total liabilities of approximately 35 trillion yen, leaving it with significant equity.
このバーシャトはトヨタの2024。This is basically the Toyota Motors Corporation's revenue in FY 2024 by region. 年度の地域別の収入を億円で知ってます。日本は一番大きな市場2万1000.7億円で北アメリカ1万7713億円アジア8330.7億円とヨーロッパ、5687.7億円が通してます。This bar chart shows Toyota's revenue in fiscal year 2024 by region in billion of Japanese yen. Japan is the largest market, 21,000.7 billion, followed by North America, 70,743 billion, Asia, 8,730.7 billion, and Europe, 5,687.7 billion. このチャートはトヨタの2024年第一新発期のアメリカ。Now we have us Toyota sales by model 2024. モデル別のバーチャートと車の種類、SUV、トラック、セダンなど別の箱シャートが含まれております。SUV が最大額を示しています。This chart shows Toyota's model sales in the US during the first quarter of 2024. It includes a bar chart with sales by model and a pie chart breaking down sales by vehicle type, SUVs, trucks, sedans, etc., highlighting that SUVs represent the largest percentage. Now we have このチャートはトヨタのToyota Motor Corporation's net revenue from FY 2012 to FY 2024. このチャートはトヨタの、前の年度にわたっての順調の上昇傾向のを示しており、春秋の継続的な、成長をしています。This chart shows an upward trend in Toyota's net revenue from fiscal years to 2012 to 2024, indicating steady revenue growth. このチャートはトヨタ、Toyota TM Breeze Parts Q3 earnings estimates lifts FY24 view. の株の成功を第三四半期の利益収支と比較して知ってます。株価が利益を上回り、2024年度の規模を Takameri Koto ga wakarimasu. This chart shows Toyota's stock performance relative to earnings estimates from the third quarter. It indicates that the stock exceeded earnings expectation, boosting the outlook for fiscal year 2024. The consensus line and previous year are also represented to show comparative trends. これはトヨタの各話の短期的な助手を示すチャートで、Toyota Motor Stock Chart and Share Price Forecast Short Term TOYOF、価格は18ドル25から18ドル75の間についてます。Here is the chart of Toyota's stock in the short term with a price forecast showing a range between 80.25 and 80.75. The chart also includes shades areas that indicate the confidence interval of the prediction. このチャートは2021-22年の世界で最大の9歳ます。Top 10 largest corporates borrowers globally 2021-2022.
Toyota wa Mexico to Latin America de suyo y sonkai can motimas. Toyota has a strong presence in Mexico and Latin America. Mexico, Guanajuato to Tijuana ni Aru chuyo na seisan shisetsu de Omo ni Tacoma o seisan shitemas. Toyota wa Corolla Hilux Yaris nado no Ninki Moderu o Motetsu do Chiyo o Ridusuru Idosha Mekades. Arate en América, Urajiru to Arusenchin no Shokobutsu wa Corolla Hilux Fortuner nado no Moderu o seisan shitemas. Jisoku Kanosei, Toyota wa Chiki Sentai no Toyota Kankyo, Challenge, Nissan Goju o Tsujite Haishutsu, Sakuyen ni Torikunde imasu. In Mexico, with major production facilities in Guanajuato and Tijuana, Toyota primarily manufactures the Tacoma. Toyota leads the market with popular models such as the Corolla, the Hilux, and Yaris. In Latin America, the plants in Brazil and Argentina produce models like the Corolla, the Hilux, and the Fortuner. And in sustainability, through the Toyota Environmental Challenge 2050 across the region, Toyota is committed to reducing emissions. And that's all.